up a little bit in the superbike race. Not superbikes we've got on the circuit for the moment, but it is a super little class, and as I mentioned before, the brainchild of Ken Dobson, and couldn't do it without the help of Carl Cox Motorsport. Huge sponsors of New Zealand motorcycling, and great to see Gav and the team here. Carl, no doubt, spinning some discs somewhere as his international DJ career continues or allows him to do so, or maybe he's riding one of his many classic motorcycles or classic cars. He's a true petrol head, is the enigma that is Carl Cox. Great to see him when he comes back to his holiday home here in Taupo in New Zealand. Le Mans start, as the name suggests, originated back in the Le Mans 24-hour race. Certainly couldn't do it these days, not with all the electronica in the cars, but you can do it here with HCupR bikes, and that's what we'll see very shortly here at Hampton Downs. This is the Mike Pero Motorfest. If you've just arrived, welcome along, folks. You're in plenty of time to see lots of motor racing action here at Hampton Downs.
Thank you. Just a couple of announcements for us, First of all, on behalf of the Auckland Motorcycle Club, wishing Blair Skelton all the best. Blair had a crash here yesterday, but despite rumours, folks, he is A-OK. Our President Paul has talked with him late yesterday. He looks like he's going to spend a couple of days in observation and he'll be A-OK, so that's great news. Blair yesterday, not anything super serious. And also thank you indeed to Suzuki for the update. The 599 package for the Gixxers no longer applies, as people can actually get the Gixxer and kit it off the showroom floor, so they can do that themselves. So the package there, and also the Mead Speed is actually, although titanium is available, they're only using the stainless steel ones. So thank you for the correction, because hey, we don't know otherwise. So there we go.
Absolutely right.
Yeah, exactly. Hey, Le Mans start. Phil, how's this? This is, and the Bellray Cross Country celebrating 25 years today, and I'll be doing the same kind of, well, not quite, but similar.
I was just talking to Veg about that this morning. Yeah, exactly right. Here we go. Who's got the fastest set of feet here at Hampton Downs? Who's going to get to those little HCupR bikes first? And is it going to kick first time up? Yes, it is. Away we go.
Those 400s get away, don't they now?
Yeah, that Ninja 400 out flying at the moment. So the Ninja 400 Cup in association with the HCupR, so the Carl Cox Motorsport Cup it's called, but there's two separate bits, the Ninja Cup and the HCupR. So brilliant stuff as we catch them out onto the back straight, and already it looks like Jacob Stroud's going to sneak up the inside, so didn't get away first, but already with the leg hanging out into turn two, the Foster's Construction right-hander. Jacob Stroud's going to lead that one, but great to see all four of these Kawasaki Ninjas out there flying at the moment.
Oh, that's a great story to talk about with our Stroud family, and special welcome to Andrew, of course, who'll be part of the presentation over there at Shiny Side Up. So fans, if you're a long time hero with Andrew Stroud, make sure you go over and check him out, of course. But his boys here today, that's Jacob, Jesse and Caleb, riding 27 races over the weekend between the three sons. So fantastic accolade for this beautiful family. So we love them, we salute them, and 9-time Superbike champion. You can catch up with Andrew, but if you start to hear too many names, thinking, well, in fact, even the commentators here, we've all mucked it up. Jesse and Jacob, 2 J's for a start. I probably now would answer probably 20 times that I've called it incorrectly, so bear with us. And now we've got young Caleb to join as well. It's a fantastic legacy and great to see. Now, a name to look out for in this one is Zach Fuller today. Now, Zach is one of those that's already progressed from the Gixxer Cup, although he's still riding in it, and this is the new class he's taken on the Kiwi Rider supported on-farm service little Ninja. So as Brad outlines, there is the Ninjas, the 400cc, New Zealand's #1 selling road bike. New Zealand's #1 selling road bike at the moment, the Kawasaki Ninja. Check it out at Kawasaki, remembering, of course, the autograph session down here with the lovely Avalon Biddle and Connor London. And Connor, to me, was yesterday's standout rider, Brad, that third in the Superbikes. If you were to put one rider on a pedestal for yesterday, Connor London would have it there for Kawasaki, so great to see. So your separation, the Ninjas are your 400, your HCupRs are just your 250, so yes, the 400s will be winning it, but they're the separate class within a class, all courtesy of Carl Cox.
Yeah, absolutely. Connor London, brilliant result. The boy does a lot of hard work, and to get the results up podium at NZSBK is a brilliant reward for the nice guy from Taupo. So Connor London on the podium yesterday, and brilliant stuff. This Carl Cox HCupR, they'll scream through, and the Le Mans start certainly splits the field up. There was already a couple down into Swampy's Curve, we saw, but they got up A-OK. So the HCupR, Jesse Stroud actually leads the HCupR at the moment by Nick Burke, Carl Cox sponsored rider. Josh Augustine, our Pro Twins winner, he's sitting in 3rd place. Justin Reed and John Michelle Tuodi in there in 5th place. So that's your Higher Sun Cup. And then, of course, we saw Jacob Stroud leading. He's already got a 2nd advantage. Hamish Fox and Zach Fuller 2nd and 3rd. So that's your Kawasaki Ninja Cup. And there we go with the Higher Sun. So Stroud winning both races inside one race at the moment.
Chance, can you get us a little plug-in? Yeah. Just Ctas sidecar team.
Absolutely brilliant. Heading out of the Double B, our Kawasaki Ninja boys and into high pool. Still the number 1, number 70, Jacob Stroud. He's leading them out of high pool and into the Porsche Dipper. So brilliant stuff from there. And then that's Dean Fox there in 2nd place with Zach Fuller in 3rd. So they're starting to spread out a little bit, these 4 Ninja Cup boys. Dave Redding's there in 4th place. He's keeping in touch with this front leading pack. And then we see the smaller, the 250cc Higher Suns in there as well. Look like it might be Nick Burke snuck up the inside into the Porsche Dipper. So sort of a lead change there inside the Higher Sun 250 race. So that's Nick Burke up ahead of Jesse Stroud, the younger brother of Jacob. So 2 races inside a race, and we'll try and keep an eye on. But this is a 5-lapper, so one of the awesome support races on the program. We don't have this at any other round of NZSBK, so great to have them here at round 3, the Mike Pero Real Estate Moto Fest. Absolutely brilliant. You see Jacob out of turn 1 and using all the curb as he flies down the back straight under the Pirelli tyres pedestrian bridge. So awesome stuff to see. That's Jacob Stroud on the Honda Cars Team Lizard Racing shoes. He supported Ninja 400 into turn 2, the Foster's Construction right-hander. He's in charge of that one by it was a comfy margin as they cross the line, then go back to Hamish Fox in 2nd place with Zach Fuller in 3rd, and then Dave Reddings, he is in 4th place, and that's in the Ninja Cup. And then we go to the Higher Sun Cup, and it was 3/100ths of a second as they crossed the line. So Jesse Stroud managed to get back over Nick Burke with Josh Augustine right there as well, just a second off those 2.
The same Josh Augustine was in the last race.
Yeah, so that is the same.
His helmet off. Never got time for an interview.
The same Josh that won our Pro Twins race and just barely had time to have a drink, just straight on the other bike and out there as well. So he will be feeling that. So come from a 6-lap Pro Twins race to now straight on the 5-lap Le Mans start. Absolutely brilliant. Out of the Porsche Dipper, we see the Jacob Stroud, the awesome iconic leathers there coming out of the Porsche Dipper. I think definitely managing that gap quite nicely. And that's Hamish Fox in 2nd place, so a good ride there. Zach Fuller, that's definitely Zach there in 3rd. And Dave back in 4th place. So this is awesome to see. And another stepping stone type of class, Phil Dark, for New Zealand motorcycling.
Yeah, absolutely dead right, and has been for quite some time. It's been a bit of a fixture here in Auckland for a few seasons now. And yeah, you mentioned it before, Daniel Medham, who won the Superbike race here yesterday, Higher Sun Cup champion from a few seasons ago. You can move up.
Yeah, it is brilliant. It's one of the, yeah, definitely awesome production-based racing, 250cc Higher Suns, and yeah, they're all quite similar in pace, so really get to learn some good racecraft, and absolutely great to see so many good graduates out of the Higher Sun Cup over the years. And look at the great racing, 3 wide as they head into the Dipper as well, so there's just a whole lot of racing all over the track, and just don't even know where to look.
Yeah, just have a look before we had one go off, but I think he managed to stay on the bike and just pulled it up just outside of the gravel, so no yellow flags. That was out through the Double Bastard, I think, so the racing continues. We've got 2 laps to go here in this one, and the Ninjas ruling the roost. Jacob Stroud, Hamish Fox, Zach Fuller, Dave Reddings, Jesse Stroud, first of the Higher Sun Cup runners. Another one of this conveyor belt that is the Stroud brothers that seems to come into motorcycling racing over the last couple of seasons, following in the illustrious footsteps of their father Andrew, 9-time New Zealand Superbike champion.
There we go, the update coming out of Highpool, the first of our Ninja Cup boys, and there we go down into the Porsche Dipper. So still Jacob Stroud in charge of this one, sweeping around that awesome Porsche Dipper, the sort of left-hander with a big patch of new seal in it, so it's rough under brakes, and definitely one of those iconic corners here at Hampton Down. So part of the awesome Moto Fest with Mike Pero Real Estate, and just such an awesome event, Phil.
Yeah, look, absolutely. Second year we've had had this event here at Hampton Downs. It just grows from strength to strength. You saw, I think Graham Crosby said yesterday that he thinks in 2 or 3 years' time this will be the must-do event in New Zealand. And certainly we had the biggest crowd we've seen in motorcycling road racing, and I remember I said road racing, not street racing, so the biggest crowd probably still the cemetery circuit at Wanganui now that the pyro racing has stopped. But certainly we saw a huge crowd here last year for a round of the Superbike Road Racing Championships as part of the Motorfest, and that's what we're here for this year as well. White flag out, last lap in the Carl Cox Motorsport HCupR2 and the Ninjas out there as well. They should all be dressed in black, don't Ninjas? Aren't they?
Yeah, I was going to say, yeah, they're not very stealth. They're bright green, so yeah, it's not really.
Yeah, I guess if they're dressed in black, they'll be classic riders.
Yeah, that's right.
I'll get the backs up with some people.
So yeah, these Kawasaki Ninja 400s, they're available with ABS brakes for $8,995 from your local Kawasaki dealer. So just an awesome little package and the #1 selling road bike in New Zealand. So these are brilliant. You can ride them when you learn his motorcycle license, and look at them out there and look at how fast Jacob Stroud looks. Imagine having you learn his motorcycle license and being able to do that with it. So awesome stuff from Jacob Stroud. He heads out of the Double Bastard and into Highpool. So a class performance, and I wonder if he's getting paid by the win this weekend, because we've had this awesome performance from Jacob so far this weekend.
Yeah, look, he's won just about everything he started in, hasn't he? Save for Dennis pipping him in that race earlier this morning. I had a good chat with the boys and girls in the pit yesterday. Kiwi Steve was there. He said, I've been rushed off my feet. I've got so many bikes to prepare. Andrew's sort of juggling his time between the Shiny Side Up seminars and working on the bikes as well. It really is a team effort. But if you put the work in, you get the results, and that's exactly what Jacob's done over this weekend.
Yeah, he's just out of turn 10, started to head up the hill, so Jacob Stroud got a massive advantage back to Hamish, so over 5.5 second advantage, so he's climbing up the hill. So the Le Mans start, you never really know what's going to happen, so this is a good one to tick off, and worth double points. So there it is, the 70 of Jacob Stroud takes our Carl Cox Motorsport Cup race 2, or was it race 1 for these guys? It says race 1, but the race 2 rather, but the first one was red flagged and no result called, so their first points gathering of the weekend, and it goes to Jacob Stroud on the Ninja Cup.
Another one that's a past champion when it was just the HCupR2 Cup back in the early days. Avalon Biddle, another one. I mentioned Daniel Meetham, Ben Rosendale, Nick Sutherwood, all in the past racing in the HCupR2 Cup as part of the Auckland Motorcycle Club Championships. It used to be run regularly here in the summer months in Auckland.
So that's our 4 Ninja boys home. So it is confirmed that Jacob Stroud, Hamish Fox, Zach Fuller and Dave Redding. So the 4 Ninjas home. We're just waiting to see the HCupR2s. And there we go with the Team Stroud Racing. Jesse Stroud, number 27, comes through. That will be the first HCupR2 home. And Josh Augustine got up there in second place. So we're not sure what's happened to Nick. We had Nick up there, the Carl Cox man, earlier on, Nick Burke, and just fallen away a little bit there. So it's William coming through there. He's a lap down on these other boys. So they sound amazing, these HCupR2 250s, so brilliant stuff out there, the Carl Cox Motorsport Cup.
We talked about it yesterday, didn't we? They're quite old bikes now, but still pretty neat looking bikes.
Yeah, absolutely.
You wouldn't be disgraced pulling up at the traffic lights on one.
Yeah, for sure, yeah, they're definitely a great stepping stone with that 250cc 4-stroke power, so definitely enough power to get you out of trouble and enough speed to get your interest, I suppose. So brilliant stuff, the Carl Cox Motorsport Cup.
Right, coming up, one of the highlights of the weekend, certainly for me anyway, it will be the Superbikes. Such a fantastic race here yesterday in Superbikes. Scott Moore probably thought he had it won, but then mechanical gremlins for the Carl Vandermeer Builders Suzuki New Zealand Suzuki stopped him, and he was a DNF, and that means that the point situation is closed right up now because